Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video from Liam's Pro Vids. So today, I'm going to be looking at the brand new trailer from Pokémon Sun and Moon that was just uploaded, and I have a theory that may or may not blow your mind. Now, in this trailer, a ton was revealed, like new Pokemon, much more. You got this guy, Lillie and Raticate. We have things like this, which shows that there are 12 hours between them. So, if you're playing Sun and Moon, Sun, it'll be 12 hours ahead of Moon. So, if you're playing Moon in the day, it'll be actually nighttime, because it's set 12 hours ahead of the actual time. So, if you're playing at night, I guess it'll be day. There's also differences between the two. The Totem Young Goose will be replaced by Totem Alolan Raticate in Pokemon Moon. But then there's this, the Eevee Foundation, which is one of the most interesting reveals to date. We've got brand new characters. There's a lot to it. But I have a feeling that this is not the biggest reveal of the trailer. Not even close. I know it's not Glagon, the new Team Skull member, either. Or the new information about how to find Zygoid cores and cells with the little cube thing. Or the new Fogo feature. Pokefinder feature. Which is really cool. It's not even Ultra Beasts. This is lagging, but that, my friend, was UB01, which I presume stands for Ultra Beast 1. And if you look at it, on the website, it seems to have taken the form of a young girl, and I have a theory as to who that is, but it's not the most important part of the video. Now, this is a side theory, but it says right here on the official Pokemon site that under the information about Ultra Beast 1, while evidence of something like a survival instinct can be observed in Ultra Beast 1, no one knows whether it has a will of its own or any emotion. And it said that for some reason its movements resemble those of a young girl. Now, if you look at it, in a way it does look like a girl or humanoid, or at least a head of one. It's wearing a sun hat. The locks, or the jellyfish things, they look like locks of hair. And these are either longer locks of hair or maybe even legs. And it kind of looks like, it definitely looks a bit like a person. Which means it may not have free will and it's being controlled by someone, specifically a young girl. And I have a theory as to who that is. And the answer that immediately comes to mind is Lillie. According to Lillie's description on the official site, Lillie is a mysterious girl who assists a professor. She's about the same age as your character, and she works as Professor Kahuna's assistant for personal reasons. She doesn't like making Pokemon fight in battles, but she loves reading and has devoured many books. Lillie will play an important role in the story of Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, what important role does she play? We have no idea. But what I think is maybe these personal reasons for why she's working with Professor Kukui is that, I'm pretty sure it's Kukui, right? Is that maybe it's a cover to hide the fact that she is controlling the Ultra Beasts. Now, there's not much evidence to back this up other than the fact that she's completely mysterious. And she's wearing a hat. I don't think we're going to see the top of that hat, but it looks somewhat similar to the hat that the Ultra Beast was wearing. She also has long hair, which almost resembles the Ultra Beast's tentacles, but not quite because they're in a different style. but she's one of the only characters we have so far that has long hair, that has any semblance to what the Ultra Beast is. She's also about our age, which makes her a young girl, and we don't have confirmation of the ages of any of the other characters. It's pretty weird that they'd include that detail if it didn't mean something, and they did mention, again, that it appears to move and such like a young girl, which would be also a very weird detail to include, unless these two were connected. Now, I understand that all in all, this is a big stretch, but I'm sure there'll be more evidence down the line that either proves or disproves my theory. And if there isn't, when the games come out, we'll know for sure. But guys, this isn't what we all came here for. My big theory is something else. Now, all of those things are very interesting, but the most interesting thing of all in my mind was this. Type Null. A brand new Pokemon that's different from the rest, to say the least. Today, I intend to answer the question of what is Type Null. So, according to the official site, Type Null is a synthetic Pokemon. It's normal type and it has the ability Battle Armor. But what's interesting is the meaning of the word Null. Now, in case you didn't know, Null means nothing, which is also the name of the mask it's wearing, which is made of a material I can't quite think of. Maybe the material itself is known as Null? I'm not sure. It looks like a metal to me, but it might be like wood or something like that. I just really can't tell. Anyways, the shapes of its front and hind legs are very different. That's because this was a synthetic Pokemon designed to combine the strengths of different Pokemon so that it can adapt to any situation. And the mask on it is a piece of equipment designed to control its powers. Its powers were way too strong, and the mask is heavy, so it kind of prevents Null's agility, it makes it slower, and it keeps it weaker and under control. To complete a certain mission, there was a need for a Pokemon powerful enough to rival those of Pokemon often spoken of in mythology. Now, that's interesting because this makes Type Null a legendary killer, or maybe it makes it an Uber Beast killer, or not an Uber Beast, an Ultra Beast killer, I believe they're called. I think that Type Null may have been designed to destroy a specific threat on this island, and those are the Ultra Beasts. But I also think I know one, if not all of the Pokemon that are in Type Null. And the answer is, drumroll please, Eevee. Eevee is a very interesting Pokemon that evolves from the radiation of various scones. Eevee has been around since the first generation and is massively popular because it can evolve into tons of different Pokemon, like Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon in the first generation, and even more as time went on, like Umbreon and Leafeon. Who knows? There's Glaceon. Who even cares? There's a lot of Eevees, and Eevees are cool. But Eevee is known as the evolution program Pokemon, and it has the ability adaptability. Now, Type Null was designed to adapt to anything. Type Null could possibly be an Eevee that has been mutated in some way using radiation from multiple scones to create the ultimate Pokemon that can use moves of any type and all abilities, because Eevee can evolve into seemingly any type. There are a few types that Eevee has not had an evolution for yet, but it's like 100% chance that eventually we'll have everything. So why do I think this, you might ask? Well, Eevee looks somewhat similar to Type Null. They're both four-legged Pokemon, They both have similar body shapes, postures, neck lengths. They also both have tails. Not only this, but Eevee's unstable genetic makeup would make it a perfect candidate for a lot of things. The fact that it can evolve into any type could make it a perfect test subject for something like type Null. An experimental Pokemon that can kill God Pokemon and has super strong powers, the ability to use different types for attacks. We even see in the trailer type Null uses attacks of different elements even though it's normal type, just like Eevee. I think this is because there's no everything type in the game. They just chose normal, which is the best mix in the middle. Now, it's radiation from the elemental stones and things such as that cause Eevee to evolve. Is it unfair to assume that in a lab environment where they're creating a synthetic Pokemon, there would be a lot of radiation, and it could cause a mutation similar to whatever happened to create type E3. As you can tell, guys, I haven't had much sleep. Not type E3, type Null. What even? The biggest example of this, in my opinion, of it being a combination of evolutions is Gate. While not the same as Vaporeon's tail, this tail borrows multiple aspects from Vaporeon. To me, it looks very similar to the ears, just with another one of these barbs at the bottom, and with some rock-like spikes on it. The spikes that go down Vaporeon's back or spine could be the same spikes that were mutated onto the edge of its tail. A Pokemon as brutally mutated, altered, and changed as this one would have unforeseen mutations in a lot of cases. A purely synthetic Pokemon would probably undergo some unexpected growth, which could explain why the tail is so different and yet somewhat similar. Another clue is the foot on the back legs. Eevee at every evolution has a foot with 3 toes. Here. Eevee has them. Vaporeon has them, Jolteon has them, and even Flareon has these specific 3-toed feet. Take my word for it, every evolution, including those, has those 3-pronged feet. But you might be asking yourself, why would it only borrow aspects from certain ones? It definitely has a color scheme similar to Umbreon's Debaki. But what's with this purple stuff? What's all this? Well, I believe the purple stuff is an armor mutation. Pretty much tougher skin in certain parts that would be vulnerable for this Pokemon. Now, I'm not sure exactly why it's in the locations it's in, but as it is a Pokemon that's designed to be able to adapt to anything, it could probably change the formation and location of these armor plates at any time. Now, another thing you might be wondering is, why would it only borrow aspects from 1 or 2 of the evolutions? And my answer to that is, it's kind of a red herring, or an Easter egg. The idea is they don't want to make it too obvious. They're throwing altered things in it, but they're also throwing things we wouldn't see. You see, right here, these look like bird talons, they kind of have spines like bugs, and they look metallic. Flying, bug, and Skeel are 3 types that we've never seen an evolution get. And this is very intentional. They're showing things and aspects that may be on a future evolution. We just wouldn't know it yet. So it could be an evolution hiding in plain sight. And because it's so different from anything we've actually seen, we don't expect it. Now, there's only a couple questions left. For example, what is behind the mask? Well, from what we can make out, it has black, dark eyes and a black, dark face. But that's it. Now, it's easy for me to assume that it could be an Eevee-shaped face. But In all likelihood, it could just as easily be anything. Remember, this is just a theory. Now, the eyes don't match any of the evolutions I looked at, not even Eevee itself, which is very odd. Not even Umbreon's eyes quite match it, but do come slightly close, I think. It's a bit weird. Another curious question is the increase in height. The massive jump in weight from Eevee or any of the evolutions to this can easily be explained by its weighted mask. By its height, it has grown a total of 5 feet 3 inches just by evolving into, or not evolving, but being mutated and synthesized into type Null. And that's one curious question, or I guess 2 curious questions I can't quite explain. So if you have answers, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Well guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more awesome content from Williams Pro Vids. And until next time.